Hey, how's it going today? My name is Andrew Brinker of the BLbenjaminliu, and today we will be talking about the text and communication of mobile and calls and mobile devices, what is going on now, what's going on in the future. So nowadays we have smartphones that are very responsive. You have a nice touch screen that you pretty much type and touch and mash your thumbs into these strings of long communication messages, and somehow the person on the other end understands and knows what you're talking about. But in the past, many things relied more on more physical buttons because they didn't have the nice capacitive touch of a smartphone and screen, but also phone calls, good old days of actually calling your mother to let her know that you're still alive. So back in the day, one of the phones that was out and about was the Motorola C139. This is my personal phone. I had this up until 2011, and it was great. I could talk and physically press these buttons and just felt good actually having this phone. Now, the graphics, they weren't great. They obviously didn't have the nice screens and color that we have of nowadays, but it was fun and it did the job, and that was mostly what I used it for, was to make sure that I can talk and communicate. So one of the things that this phone had was a really fun game. In the past, you might have heard the snake game on Nokia phones, and pretty much you use these physical navigation buttons in order to run around the screen and not run into yourself. This phone has a similar game called Maze, and it was just hours of playability. There are a couple levels to this. I've mastered it, but here I will show you this Maze game in easy format and see if I still got it. It's been a while. So this Maze game, it looks like this. Barely see it because of those sweet graphics and high pixel density, or lack thereof. But you pretty much just use these navigation buttons to move about and not get eaten by, well, the little bad guy. Start. I'm gonna play a quick game real quick. You just run across this maze by physically pushing these buttons, and I've already gone the wrong way, and you won't be able to see anything, but as you can see, I am just pushing buttons to navigate, and it just feels right. Even though nowadays you have games like, oh, I have succeeded, games like Angry Birds, where you can physically touch, pull, pinch, and do weird things, but having this physical button just felt right, internally. Having to use these buttons and this phone, it's not. I use this phone mostly as a communication device, not as a fun thing that most people might use their phones nowadays for, which is understandable because it has the capacity to do so. But to communicate on this, I had to either call or write small text messages by pushing these buttons. And there are different ways to do it. Because you obviously don't have the QWERTY keyboard, you had to actually push each button and use the text recognition software that this phone has. This phone in particular has a software called which is very similar to T9. It's actually Motorola's competition or rival to T9, in which you physically push the buttons and it predicts what you should be typing. I don't know if you remember back in the day, there was the 1-800 call ATT. It never made sense in my mind. It's like, how can you push letters on a numbered phone? But there are actually letters associated with it. And let's say you wanted to actually type the word call. All you have to do is go in and type the letter or the numbers that associate with that letter. So here I am, and if I want to type call, I have to hit 2255. Sorry, it's been a while. I have not used this phone. So 2255 would predict that you want to say the word call. So that is the phone of the past. We are now going into the future of, these are almost getting same old, smartphones are getting same old, so we're going to see what will happen next, and hopefully the future shall be bright and great. So that's all I have for today. Tune in next time where I may not be host of Mobile Show, but we will see. So that's it for today. I'm Andrew. Have a good one.